What's going on, guys? It's your boy Phillips POV, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to repair the transmission line on the BMW E90. Mine's the 335, as you guys know, and I'm going to show you guys what the problem is and why we need to repair it. Once I show you guys the problem, you guys will be able to see, and this may be a common problem on BMWs. I think it's a flaw in the design engineering of the front end of the vehicle, but I'm going to show you guys what the issue is and how we are going to repair it. When you go to the front of your vehicle, you want to look back here behind the fan. As you guys can see, there's two transmission lines that run right there at the bottom. As you guys can see, I'm going to point to them. It's this one right here. There's two of them right here that I'm pointing at. Basically what occurs is they sit right near the fan housing shroud here, and what happens is they get too close to the fan, and over time they begin rubbing on, let's say if this was the pipe, it begins rubbing along the edge of the pipe right here, and it starts chipping away at the pipe itself until finally it can't hold any longer and it bursts. Yesterday, as we were driving to get this car painted, what happened was the transmission line burst. We saw that it had the cut, and we had to get the car towed home, and now we have it lifted up because we're gonna have to repair it. Because if you want to replace the whole line, it goes all the way from the bottom oil cooler for the transmission all the way to the transmission, and you usually have to drop the subframe if you want to get that repaired or replaced. So what we did was we're gonna be repairing it by using a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch splicer here. So this right here is a brass 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch splicer, and we're gonna use this by cutting the hose where it hit the fan, and we're gonna insert this in there and use two clamps to hold it on each side. I've done some research and it seems to all point that this is a fix for the issue, and it shouldn't cause any issues with your car if you do this. Now, you do also have to take into account that this is a repair, so if you do not want to do this, it's likely that if you replace the line, it could happen again. Now that we have the fan out, I can show you guys what actually occurred. If you guys see right here on the fan, the two oil lines actually hold onto this area right here. So they sit right about here, and over time the lines may or may not, from movement, push forward, and the fan blade slices into the line that sits right here, and then that causes an issue with the transmission line because now it's pumping out of your car instead of from the transmission to your engine. So if you guys see, that is the transmission line right there. It was cut right here, and basically we cut it on both sides, and we're actually gonna take those brackets out because we got a bigger 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch, because we tried this Home Depot one, but this one is a bit thinner on diameter on the outside of the actual brass itself, while this one, as you guys can see, the grooves are a lot higher and it's just a little bit more bulky, which is what you need for this pipe. So I'd recommend going with this one right here, which is from Lowe's. You may or may not be able to find a better solution to put in between the two hoses after you cut it, but that's what we're gonna be using. We're also gonna be using these two clamps here. And once we do this, we're actually gonna be swapping the transmission fluid because it did leak out everywhere when it blew up on the highway. So we do want to make sure that everything is good to go. So we're just going to be replacing it just in case. Here are the two hoses that are cut right here. So we got it cut right in the center where the cut was from the fan, and now we're going to put the 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch splicer in between here, and then we're going to tighten it once again. Well, as you guys can see, we just got it repaired. As you can see right here, we put the splice in between right here, the brass fitting right here, and we tighten the two clamps so that it holds it, and now this should hold perfectly well, just about like OEM. Got that replaced. Now we're actually going to put the fan back in, and we'll be all good to turn on the car. So we just got the car started. As you guys can see, you guys might not be able to hear me. It is very loud. You guys can see everything's okay, running smoothly. And our fitting right there is also not leaking, and it seems to be running fine. We did test it out, seems to be running okay. So that is the repair for the transmission line. Now we're actually gonna do a transmission flush, and we're gonna refill it up with the new transmission oil. I'd also recommend doing that, but if you haven't changed your transmission pan, you might as well change the whole pan and then do the transmission oil change, just because if you've never done it on the car, it's good to do it once your car reaches maybe 80,000 miles, 90,000, you should do that. We're gonna be doing it. We did do the transmission fluid change and transmission pan a little while back, but because of this whole issue with the transmission line, we're just gonna be cautious and just change the transmission fluid one more time. Just make sure everything's all good. That is gonna be the video. If you guys do have any questions about this repair or any questions about this car in general, you can just message me on Instagram at PhillipsPOV, or you can comment down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this did help you, and if you guys do also have this problem, make sure to comment down below. I wanna kind of see how many people are having this similar issue. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.